It is the next day. I have this big container of garlic that I want to get planted into the ground. Starting tomorrow, the highs is going to be like 40 degrees. And so I'd much rather prefer to do this now when it's 65 degrees. It's the warmest day it's been in a long time. Usually this type of winter weather is to be expected, but lately it's been super, super cold. We actually have winter weather coming in, so it's supposed to snow this coming, I think, in like 2 days. And I want to get this garlic planted. This is garlic, elephant garlic, that I grew myself from bulbs from 2 years ago. You can see some of them have already started to sprout, and so I'm just going to go ahead and put them in the ground. And then I did separate some of them. Some of them did not grow into bulbs. They just grew into one big garlic clove. And I'm just going to replant it because you can see that it's starting to sprout. From my understanding is that if you plant garlic and it doesn't get enough cold days, it will still grow ahead, but it won't grow into cloves. And since I don't really like small cloves anyway, I figured having like one big garlic clove like this is still better than having zero garlic. As you can see, all down this aisle is all garlic that I left in the ground over winter from last year, but it looks really, really rough. And I don't know if that's just because we've had such cold winters, because garlic is supposed to be able to get down really, really cold, but they're like just yellowing and they don't look the hottest. And then over here I had garlic cloves that I ended up planting in the ground over here, and those have recently just started to pop up, and I planted them going down this whole row. So what I plan to do with the rest of this garlic, the wind is starting to blow and get a little cold. What I plan to do with the rest of this garlic is just plant it all around. Usually I like my garlic to all stay in the same spot, but this year I'm going to experiment with planting some garlic in around like specifically this pepper bed right here. You can see where we added in some topsoil. I didn't really add in topsoil. I didn't have enough going back there. But I'm going to plant some garlic around here, around these edges, and hoping that that can do something for the peppers. Originally, I wanted to plant these garlic. I think there's like 50 cloves in here. Originally I wanted to plant them in all of my beds where I was going to have my tomatoes and hope that it can deter like some pests. But if you can see inside of these are my tomato beds. I have this one. Not only are they filled with cover crops, but then also you probably can't really tell in these because of how much cover crops there are, but specifically you can tell when you look at this one. It's just really, really low, and I have to fill this bed with more soil, and so I don't want to plant garlic in there and then have to put topsoil on top of it, and I don't know when I'm going to get that topsoil to be exact. And so I would hate to cover the garlic, like dig them as deep as I need them right now, and then they would be covered, and then I would have to recover them with topsoil, and then it would probably be really, really hard, I would imagine, to get, when it came time for me to harvest them, they would probably be too deep. And so I am just gonna do my best. And so I'm just digging a hole. I have a butter knife because I didn't want to come out here and not have to find a shovel. And the ones that have green already, I'm going to try and leave the green showing a little bit. No, leave my digger. And oopsie. So I'm just digging a hole, and then Watch out. No, stop it.
Mommy,
What?
will you play on Nintendo?
Brown the beef for me
The beef that's...
in the microwave.
Yeah.
So basically, at this point, I'm just finding any bed that I know I'm not planting flowers in, because flowers don't really need protection, in my opinion. I would prefer to protect something that actually needs protecting, because garlic has that strong aroma. And so I think this bed is going to be my new pepper bed. I think it's going to be my spicy pepper bed. So I'm going to plant some here. And plus this bed isn't super, like, I filled it up some way, partly, last spring. So it isn't super low. So even if I do add soil to here, it's not going to be much that I think that the garlic will be planted too deep. I feel like garlic is super easy to grow just because you just sit it in the ground and it really grows itself. Last year I had corn in this bed, and so that's what you see right here is the corn stalks. I just took them out and laid them right onto the ground. To cover the ground so that weeds wouldn't grow. But next year, I can't remember what I was planting here, but I know it was food related. I'm pretty sure it was food related. So I'm just planting garlic at the edge. Another one of the things that I wanted to do was be better at planting my crops in more than one place. And so I do have the garlic that I left in from last year. That garlic reseeded itself and then came up when it needed to, but you can see how it looks. It looks not that great, and so we'll see what kind of harvest I get from that. And then I planted the garlic that I planted from garlic that I bought from, I think, Emma Gardner. And then I have this garlic, which is garlic I harvested from my own garlic last year, and I'm going to replant it. And it is really, really late, but we'll see together what kind of harvest I get. This bed specifically, I was thinking about having I thought about doing onions in both of these small beds. This is the bed at the front of my garden. And I did just add this trellis here. But I think, I don't know what I'm planting, maybe sweet peas. I'm not really sure what I'm planning on planting on this trellis. And so what I'm going to do is plant the garlic in behind the trellis, because I need room for whatever I'm going to plant on the trellis, which is going to be like right here. So I'm going to plant the garlic in the back. Originally I had thought about planting onion starts that I got from Dixondale Farm, but they haven't came in yet. Ouch! Ow, I just saw an earthworm and I just hurt myself with a piece of wood that was raised. Thank goodness I didn't get a splinter. But yes, originally I was thinking about planting both of these beds with onion starts that I got from Dixondale Farm. I'm so grateful that they haven't come in yet, because I had them shipped for whatever they have you put in your zip code and then have them shipped for whatever time they say it's good to plant the onions in your zone. And for me, it was January 20th. And although they've started shipping, they haven't gotten here yet. And although onions can take up to, I think it was like one year, it was like 17 degrees and they did not die. If they're not established and it gets really, really cold like that, they will die, which I have experienced. And so I'm not planning on planting my onion starts, even if they come this week, because the lows, if the highs are like in the 34 and like 32 and stuff like that, the lows are like 24. I think I saw 23, and that's just really, really cold, and I don't want a chance losing my onion crop, because one year I did and I tried to cover them with row covers and it still wasn't enough. Also during that time it got down to 15 degrees, which is way less than 27, but I don't want to chance it, and so I'm not gonna really mess with it, especially when I have the opportunity to just wait and plant them after the storm. I think that would be my best option. I am excited that if this works, and the cats are fighting, if this works and I still get a garlic bulb, even if it's just one clove, it's fine with me, because when I cook, I usually just cook the whole, I don't do cloves, I usually just cook like the whole bulb anyway. Okay, I have a few stragglers left, so I think what I'm gonna do is probably plant them in this bed right here. I have an elderberry plant here that I just stuck right here to see how it would do. And I think I'm just gonna plant the garlic going around. Ow. Awesome, I'm all done. So definitely you guys follow along, get an update on how the garlic turns out. I'll be sure to keep you guys updated. I won't be harvesting a big like garlic harvest all at once, obviously, since I planted my garlic in like 3 different waves. One, I planted seed garlic from the store or from the at my gardener, the garlic I just planted right now, and then the first wave was the garlic that I planted from that replanted by itself. So I would assume that I would be harvesting garlic in 3 different ways. Definitely let you guys stick around and see what kind of garlic harvest I get, and I'll have to see you guys next time.